Good evening, everyone. This is Melissa Thomas of Florida National News coming to you with the evening news rundown for your Tuesday, September 15th, 2020. And to all my Hispanic slash Latino, Latina, Latinx folks out there, happy Hispanic Heritage Month. The Hispanic Heritage Month kicks off today and runs until October 15th. So much love and respect to all of you out there. And if you're someone who is not of that persuasion, but you have family, friends, loved ones, folks you deeply care about, make sure you give them a virtual hug, send them hug emojis, kind of celebrate with them. This is their time to shine. So thank you guys very much and for your culture and the contribution that the Hispanic heritage and culture has given to what we know in America as a whole. So we thank you, and we at Florida National News pay tribute to our teammates as well who are of Hispanic heritage, including the lovely Jenny Rosario de Casiano and other fellow team members. So, as always, guys, we'd like to extend our invitation as usual to any advertisers that are interested in advertising with us or sponsoring one of our segments. We have 5 shows to choose from, of course. So if you're interested, just shoot us an email at ads@floridanationalnews.com. And as always, guys, we'd like to give you the latest COVID-19 reports globally here in the United States and in the state of Florida. So globally, according to the World Health Organization, we are seeing over 29.1 million confirmed cases and over 926,000 confirmed deaths. Here in the United States, Johns Hopkins University is reporting 6.59 million. So we're almost at the 6.6 million mark, and we're at over 195,000 confirmed deaths. Here in the state of Florida, according to the Department of Health, we are at nearly 669,000 confirmed cases, and we're at over 12,800 confirmed deaths. Now, jumping into our world story, remember, you guys, we reported for you yesterday that Israel is set to go into its official second lockdown. Now they are officially under that lockdown. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu made the announcement yesterday. The lockdown will last for roughly 3 weeks. He said, quote, "I know these measures will exact a heavy price on us all. This is not the kind of holiday we are used to because this lockdown is happening during a Jewish holiday, a high Jewish holiday season. But he said, this is not the kind of holiday we are used to, and we certainly won't be able to celebrate with our extended families. Officials may relax the new measures if the numbers are starting to decline." So, the tightening of measures will begin on Friday, which is the start of the Jewish high holiday season, and last for the 3 weeks. So if you wanted to know precisely when those measures go into effect, they'll go into effect this coming Friday. Schools, restaurants, malls, and hotels will shut down, among other businesses, and Israelis will face restrictions on movement and on gatherings, much like several of the other lockdowns that you've heard us report on before. Now, Israel is the first country in the world to enter a full second lockdown, particularly on a national scale, according to the Times of Israel, the publication out there. The first lockdown in Israel had gone into effect back in April when the virus first arrived there. Now, while credited with having brought down what were much lower infection numbers, the lengthy shutdown did wreak havoc on the country's economy, much like pretty much every other nation in the world that had to go into lockdown. And it sent the unemployment numbers skyrocketing in Israel. So Israel's finance ministry said that the new lockdown will cost the economy an estimated $1.88 billion. That's with a B. Israel has had more than 150,000 confirmed cases so far and more than 1,100 deaths. It's currently seeing more than 4,000 new virus cases per day, which is what's prompting this second shutdown. Given its population of 9 million, the country now has one of the world's worst outbreaks. We'll continue to keep you guys posted on that. If you're in that area or know someone that's living in that area, just kind of keep in touch with them, check in with them. And as always, we exhort you guys to remain careful. Now, jumping here to the United States, we're seeing some COVID-19 rates in Wisconsin starting to level out at around 20%. And of course, you guys always hear us talk about what the standard is from the World Health Organization standpoint. They prefer the positivity rate to be 5%. So nearly 1 in 5 COVID-19 tests reported on Monday by the Wisconsin Department of Health Services came back positive. So a total of 771 new cases of the COVID-19 were confirmed out of over 3,900 tests that were completed. The total number of tests reported was the lowest since August 31st. You guys had heard us talk about that particular trend as well. The number of testing nationally is starting to go down as well. Now, the 19.7%, that is the exact percentage for you, positivity rate was above the 7-day average of 14.9%, but slightly below Sunday's record of 20.5%. The 7-day average of new cases was 1170, so 1,170 people have newly contracted COVID-19. Thankfully, for the state of Wisconsin, no new deaths were reported. The 7-day average of deaths was at 6 people per day previously. Now, since the pandemic began, there have been over 89, nearly 90,000 really, confirmed cases of COVID-19 statewide for more than 1.2 million negative tests. Now, in Wisconsin, the total death toll is 1,210. 1,210 people have died there. DHS considers 78,527 people as having recovered. So it's always great to hear recoveries, and that's a good high number of recoveries from COVID-19 there. And Wisconsin hospitals on Monday said that they were caring for 341 COVID-19 patients, 28 more than on Sunday and 52 more than a week earlier. So as I mentioned before, the cases are starting to grow, but starting to level off there. Now, of those that are in the hospital, 98 were intensive care patients, which is a 1-day increase of 5 and a 7% increase than a week earlier. We'll continue to keep these numbers coming at you as you guys continue to keep yourselves safe as well and gauge where you are in the country. Now, coming here to the state of Florida, 2 Central Florida schools have reopened now after having positive cases of COVID-19 in the classrooms. Gulfview Elementary School in Brevard County and Harmony Middle School in Osceola County. Students were forced to go virtual for 2 weeks at those schools due to positive COVID-19 cases, but now they are reopened. Now, some parents at Harmony Middle School said they were not happy that the school had to shut down. The district had 17 staff members and 4 students test positive for COVID-19. Now, the schools underwent a deep cleaning to prepare for students to return to the classroom, of course. At Harmony Middle School, parents continued to call, wanting to change their child's education format from digital to in-person, which is a move that may mean changes for everyone, such as new class schedules. The district said this is the last week that they'll be able to accommodate parent requests like this for the first semester. The next chance to do so will be around Thanksgiving. Now, the district has said that they're prepared to shut the schools down again if necessary. So again, everybody continue to remain careful. Now, we're going to take a quick commercial break, guys. When we come back, we're going to bring you some more news stories. Stay tuned.
At Duke Energy, we deliver electricity and so much more, like free home energy assessments, rebates for energy-saving improvements, payment options to help you better manage your budget, and even bill credits for helping the community use less energy. So no matter what you're doing, we can help you make better energy choices every day. It's just another way we bring power to your life. How much can you save?
All right, guys, welcome back to the Evening News Rundown. In our next U.S. story, there is now a hefty reward that is out for anyone that is willing to or ready to find or provide information about a gunman who shot 2 LA sheriff's deputies over the weekend. This was an ambush, essentially. And so authorities have announced a $100,000 reward in connection with that search for the suspect who was seen on the video shooting both of them in the apparent ambush. According to reports, both deputies were shot in the head. One was shot in the head, the other was shot in the face several times. But the victims were described as a 31-year-old female deputy and a 24-year-old male deputy. They were sitting in their patrol vehicle, as you guys have seen in that surveillance footage. They were sitting in their patrol vehicle at a metro rail station in Compton, south of Los Angeles. And reporters are saying that this was an attack that happened without provocation. So the description of the gunman is that, is a dark-skinned male between the ages of 28 and 30, wearing dark clothing. And the deputies were able to radio for help. So for their sake, that is good news for them. On Saturday, both victims were in surgery. They had undergone surgery. Both deputies were rushed to St. Francis Medical Center in Linwood after the shooting. Outside of the emergency room, protesters, had gathered. There were 2 arrests during the protest, including that of a radio reporter. Deputies say she did not have proper credentials. A few hours later, she was released. So anyone with information about the suspect, or this crime have been encouraged to contact authorities at 323-890-5500. Anonymous tips can be left for LA Crime Stoppers at 800-222-TIPS, TIPS, or online. So very interesting in the continuing saga. Now jumping here to the state of Florida, you guys heard us talk about the extra $300 weekly unemployment benefit that was made available from the federal basis. Now, the good news is there's an extra week that is available for Floridians. They'll be able to get a fourth week. The original approval was for 3 weeks worth of that unemployment benefit. So according to the Florida Department of Economic Opportunity, it submitted and was approved to provide that fourth week of federal lost wages assistance for eligible Floridians. The DEO said those eligible should expect to receive the additional benefits sometime this week. It will be the last week of benefits provided, though. So for those who lost unemployment benefits August 1st, August 8th, or August 15th, these Floridians are eligible for this extra payment. So good news there. Now we're going to take one more commercial break, and then we're going to come back with your business and sports stories, guys. Stay tuned.
I'm not picking it up. You pick it up.
I'm not picking it up.
Well, somebody's got to pick it up.
I'll pick it up. They're clean. 'Cause my hand is clean. Oh yeah, I'm Charmin Clean. That's how I know they're clean.
Charmin Ultra Strong is woven like a washcloth and just cleans better.
Yeah, I'm Charmin
The
Clean.
kid does have a
That's
point.
My hand is clean.
Enjoy the go with Charmin. And for an extra clean finish, try Charmin Flushable Wipes.
All right, guys, welcome back. And in our business story, the Trump administration is banning or not accepting some Xinjiang, China goods due to word that they may be using slave labor to produce them. So very interesting. The Trump administration issued new import restrictions on Monday against Chinese companies that it accuses of using slave labor, including products from suspected mass prison camps in China's western Xinjiang region. 5 companies or industrial parks in Xinjiang and 1 company in eastern Anhui province, which make apparel, cotton, computer, and hair products, have been named in the new order by the U.S. Customs and Border Protection. One of Xinjiang's, quote, vocational skills education and training centers, end quote, is also named in the order, a name used euphemistically by Beijing to refer to the large re-education camps where inmates from Muslim minorities. You guys have heard the word Uyghurs before. We were talking about that a little bit yesterday or the day before. And these are camps where these minorities are allegedly detained, made to pledge loyalty to the Chinese Communist Party and work as free or low-cost labor in factories and nearby facilities. Now, Ken Cuccinelli, who is the senior official performing the duties of the Deputy Secretary for the Department of Homeland Security, he said, "This is not a vocational center, it is a concentration camp, a place where religious and ethnic minorities are subject to abuse and forced to work in heinous conditions with no recourse and no freedom. This is modern day slavery." Now, the agency issued, quote, withhold release orders for all 6 Chinese entities, which are intended to prevent goods suspected to have been made with forced labor from ever entering into the United States. Now, the orders also allow Customs and Border Protection to detain shipments at U.S. ports and gives companies the opportunity to export their shipments or demonstrate that the merchandise was not produced with forced labor. Now, the new U.S. actions fell short of what some had expected to be a more widespread ban on imports from China, which would have targeted all cotton and tomato products exported from the Xinjiang region to the U.S. Now, Cuccinelli said that the stronger action was still under review by the U.S. administration, so more to come on that. The U.S. trade action is the latest in a series of steps by the Trump administration targeting Chinese authorities and businesses over allegations of human rights abuses in Xinjiang. So more to come on that. Continue to follow us here at Florida National News as we continue to keep you guys updated. Now, jumping back here, or I should say in sports news, you do kind of need to jump back here actually, but New Jersey has set a national record in sports betting at a whopping $668 million in a single month. That was a lot. For the month of August, on events including resurgent baseball, basketball, and hockey seasons that had been interrupted by the COVID-19 outbreak, and these figures were released on Monday. Now, that smashed the previous record of 614 million set in Nevada back in November of 2019. Now, the extra money has helped cushion the blow of months of losses by New Jersey's casinos and two of its racetracks that offer sports betting, which kind of helped them to rebound financially. Now, the State Division of Gaming Enforcement shows that casinos and tracks collectively won 326.3 million from gamblers in August. Now, that figure was heartening to the casinos, of course, because it came in a month where they were restricted to operating at 25% capacity. And it also included a doubling of internet gambling revenue compared to a year ago, because at 25% capacity, the majority of the other folks are at home. Everyone has been online since the lockdown. Now, in addition to beating Nevada's previous high, the 668 million wagered on sports in August also surpassed the previous New Jersey record of 562 million set in November of 2019. Now, after paying off winning bets, the casinos and tracks reported 39.5 million in revenue on sports bets in August. It was the first full month of baseball this year, and gamblers also had hockey and basketball playoffs to bet on. So among the racetracks, the Meadowlands in East Rutherford, just outside New York City, took in 21.1 million in sports betting revenue compared with 11.8 million a year earlier. And Monmouth Park in Oceanport near the Jersey Shore took in 1.8 million compared to 2 million a year earlier. So congratulations to those particular venues as their revenues begin to rebound in the economy. Now, guys, of course, this is that last break before the entertainment story, so stay tuned. We've got a good one for you.
At Taco John's, you can expect one thing, so good, as in quality ingredients, used in tacos and burritos made just for you, every single bite.
So good.
Expect nothing less at Taco John's.
All right, guys, in our entertainment story, as we wrap up here at the Evening News Rundown, Star Wars star John Boyega has decided to drop his brand ambassadorship with Joe Malone, which is a perfume line. Recently, he was snubbed in a Chinese ad for the perfume line, even though he was directly involved in the creation of that ad. And this is actually not the first time that Boyega has been snubbed in China in terms of advertising. While he was promoting Star Wars in China, the promotional poster for that film, Star Wars The Force Awakens, in which he had a starring role as Finn, they decided to blot out him and the other characters of color, which he was not exactly pleased with. So as you guys have likely seen, particularly in the wake of the death of George Floyd, John Boyega has been very vocal as regards to the Black Lives Matter movement. He's been most notable for his particular speech that he made in support of the movement. So we'll continue to keep you guys posted on that and all things celebrity. Eventually, Jamesia Stoudemire will be back with the Entertainment 4 for 4. Had a couple things going on today, but she'll be back soon. In the meantime, that does do it for us here at the Evening News Rundown, guys. Thank you, as always, for tuning in. And as usual, if you haven't yet, be sure to like, share, subscribe, follow, all of that stuff. You can find us at Florida National News on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. And when you're on YouTube, be sure not only to click the subscribe button, but click the little bell icon so you get all the notifications for all of our shows. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the FNN Politics and Power interview that I did earlier today with Elena Slife, who is a candidate for the Orange Soil and Water Conservation District Supervisor Seat 5. So you guys, as long as you're getting the little bell icon, you'll get the notifications for all of our interviews, okay? All right, and a quick reminder, if you're interested in advertising with us, just shoot us an email at ads@floridanationalnews.com. And once again, in closing, happy beginning of Hispanic Heritage Month. Hope you guys enjoy the month, enjoy the culture, enjoy the food. Make sure you support Hispanic small businesses. And again, send your love to all those who are part of that culture by phone, virtually, on screen, however you feel the need to do it. But you guys enjoy a wonderful month of activities. This is Melissa Thomas signing out. Take care.